Some of you may have heard, if you pay attention, if you travel in certain circles and you follow some smaller sites online, you might have heard that there's a new Avengers movie coming. It's going to be called Avengers.
Cool.
Yeah, isn't that neat? They're really stepping out there. They're really taking a risk, going out there, taking the old big swing, and they're going to try to do. They got Robert Downey Jr. coming back.
Oh, nice. So this will have the actors we're familiar with in it.
Yes.
This is all news to me.
Yes.
Are we going to get more Iron Man armors for Hot Toys to make?
For every other character. That's right. Every character. Shang-Chi's going to get Iron Man armor. Yelena's going to get Iron Man armor. Iron Man armor for everybody.
Cool popcorn bucket with no innuendos at all.
No, probably like Dr. Doom's cod piece is going to be the popcorn bucket or something like that. Anyway, we do have a new Doomsday movie coming, and they showed us the trailer for it at CinemaCon all the way back in April. And I was convinced that, give it a couple of days and they're going to drop this trailer online. Well, a couple of months have passed, and they've still not even so much as released the trailer online for people to see. But ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, because it looks like they are getting ready to go full pedal to the metal of Avengers Doomsday marketing. Now, we had heard some whispers, and we're not the only ones. Many of you guys heard this too. It's not like it's just us. A lot of you guys heard this, that Marvel was really starting to look at really kickstarting their full-blown, full force, all engines revving marketing campaign blitz for Avengers Doomsday at Comic-Con coming up, which is probably where they're going to drop the trailer for the first time. Well, they're getting started early. Comic-Con is coming next month, but already around San Diego, Comic-Con banners have started to go up. Now, there are others as well, but the ones that everybody's taking notice of is the Avengers Doomsday banners that are going up. Even so much coloring the Comic-Con logo in the Avengers Doomsday green. Now, this is going to mean probably a lot of different things. First of all, it means they are absolutely 100% dropping this trailer. Now, how close this trailer is going to be to the one that we saw at CinemaCon, don't really know. Like Rob thinks right now, Rob kind of thinks it's going to be significantly different. I think it'll be significantly the same. Maybe it'll be somewhere in between. But that's the first thing, is that they are definitely going to be dropping the trailer there. Like I thought they would have dropped it much earlier. They didn't. They're holding it off for Avengers Doom. I thought we might get trailer number 2 at Comic-Con, but no, they decided to sit on the trailer as it is, and they're going to drop it come Comic-Con. That's one thing. I think the second thing we're going to get from the Marvel panel at Comic-Con is I think we're going to get more characters on stage. Now, I don't know that we're going to get characters that haven't been announced yet. Like, I don't know that we're getting a Chair Watch 2, but I think they're going to be bringing out characters on stage that we either already officially know or we've all heard is going to be in the movie. For example, I think, I forget Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel's actress's real name. She's a good Canadian girl, and I'm freezing on her name. Anyway, they might bring her out. They might bring out Haley Steinfeld or stuff like that, kind of bring that out as well. And I think we're going to have a moment, like one of my favorite moments, guys, of any marketing event I've been to was I was at the El Capitan Theater, which is owned by Disney in Hollywood, when Kevin Feige was doing the big Phase 3 announcements. And on stage, they brought Captain America, Chris Evans, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., and Chadwick Boseman came out on stage, introduced as T'Challa. And they had this great visual of Cap and Iron Man on either side grabbing Chadwick Boseman's arms, like having a tug of war with him, saying Civil War is coming, right? I think we are going to have a similar moment with Chris Evans back in Marvel again, back on the stage, Robert Downey Jr. back on the stage. I don't think they're going to be tug of warring with anybody, but I think we're going to have some big, huge moment, like an unto Tom Hiddleston's Loki moment. Maybe even Tom Hiddleston comes out on stage this time.
Could be.
Maybe he even introduces the whole damn thing. I don't know, But guys, I really believe that, is this fair to say? I don't think Marvel has ever had more riding on a Comic-Con presentation than they do this time. Because every time they've done a Marvel presentation, Marvel's always been at the height of their popularity and height of their hype.
Right.
Now, today,
Yeah.
it's lower. It's lower than it's ever been. It's not bad right now, and it's been recovering. It's pretty good, but it's lower than it's ever been. And I dare say that they have more writing on this Comic-Con presentation than on any other Comic-Con they've had. And I think they're going to blow the doors off. So Rob, let me go over to you here. What do you think that Marvel might be giving us at this Comic-Con? Or am I looking too much into this? Do you think it's going to be just your standard big Marvel presentation? Or do you think they might pull out all the stops and do something really big and different?
No, I'm with you. They're going to have. Look, I think that Marvel, their latter half, the back half of 2026 belongs to them, and we're getting three things that I am deliriously excited about. Spider-Man, Brand New Day. We're getting VisionQuest that comes from
can't wait for that.
Terry Metalis, who
that'll be on display too at Comic-Con.
I hope it's on display. I mean, I hope they don't just go, well, we're relegating that to Disney Plus, because you're bringing back James Spader as Ultron and you're bringing back Paul Bettany, and those two guys alone can command a Comic-Con stage. And then we're leading up to Doomsday.
Yeah.
And I think these three things. Now, I don't know how Spider-Man is going to tie in, if at all, to Doomsday, and I don't know how VisionQuest will tie in to Doomsday. And you know, I would assume probably both don't, but they'll probably go into Secret Wars. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, Marvel has great product. At least I would assume they do, and they've got, you know, and I know a lot of people look. Doomsday is I think make or break for Marvel. I mean, Doomsday can't just make $1 billion. It can't just make $1.5 billion. This movie has to do Endgame numbers, which is a tall order.
I disagree.
I think it really does. I think it really does, because especially you've got Spider-Man that's revving up the engine. You've got VisionQuest as a little snack before the main course. I mean, these three things should give you peak Marvel. And I mean, this story is ginormous. It's epic, and it's no longer about Robert Downey Jr. You're basically setting up Secret Wars, which I think these two things are huge, and a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of hopes and dreams are here. And I think this is going to be, like you said, the biggest Comic-Con MCU panel ever. I was there when I was in the room. Well, I was in the room when they announced Age of Ultron and they showed the logo. It was the most bananas Hall H panel I've ever been at, ever. And they're going to outdo it.
Oh, for sure.
We're going to get Chair Watch 2, bruh.
Oh, I hope that's all it is. I hope it's just a bunch of damn chairs.
Just
on the
a
stage.
bunch of chairs, and every 7 minutes, one actor walks out and just quietly sits down.
Well, they should leave the chairs without the backings, and have the chairs fade, and everybody shows their backing and slides it and sits down.
I have to disagree with you that it has to be as big as Avengers Endgame. I mean, that's a $2.8 billion movie. There's nothing that requires this movie that it has to make. So you're saying if this movie makes $1.9 billion, that's a failure?
I'm not saying it's a failure.
But you're saying it has to make $2.8 billion.
I'm saying, okay, when I say that, that's little hyperbole. But this is by far, it wouldn't surprise me that we find out that this is the most expensive movie ever made.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
With the cast alone and the hype and what they're trying to do. Now, the only thing that's going to make that happen is if the movie's great. And you know what? Going back and watching the Russo brothers 4 Marvel films, I mean, I watched Infinity War and Endgame way more than I care to admit. But I went back and watched Winter Soldier after I'd watched Civil War. Those 4 films are peak Marvel.
Yeah.
Peak. You can't get better than, and that was the distillation of doing all those single movies and leading up to that. There are few of the Marvel individual films that reach the heights of the Russo brothers movie. I mean, Winter Soldier and Civil War, Captain America
War,
movies, but they have other characters in them. And I would hope, and the Russo brothers themselves are saying this is their, I mean, why are they not going to say that? But they're saying this is their best movie. And if they don't worry about running time and they totally embrace what we've considered, or what we know, I think this movie is going to blow people's minds.
Yeah. Now
there's stuff that's going to happen in this movie that I don't even know what it's going to look like. Like, I just want to, I want to sit there in the theater and go, how are they going to do this? And they're going to do it. And I'm curious to see, how's that going to look? How's it going to look?
One of the things we got to keep in mind, though, as we're heading into Doomsday, is the fact that the status of Marvel right now is very, very different than what the status of Marvel was as we were approaching Endgame, right? Like, approaching Endgame, the hype, fever, love, popularity of Marvel was at its all-time peak. It's not like that today. Today, it's not like that. Now, they are building some momentum, right? I thought Thunderbolts was great. I thought Fantastic Four was quite good. Hopefully, Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to blow everybody away, and that'll work in its favor. But I still don't think, even if Spider-Man Brand New Day is great, I don't think we're at the same place as we were heading from Infinity War into Endgame. I think the big question is going to be, how big will Secret Wars do? Because, listen, if, and this is a big if, and it might not happen, but I'm just saying if Doomsday is really as good as we think it has the potential to be, because it might not be, but if it is, Secret Wars could be the world's first $3 billion film. Like, Secret Wars could be the world's first $3 billion film. But depending on, does Spider-Man Brand New Day and Doomsday keep that momentum going and build that momentum? Because you know what I say, winning cures everything. And you string a couple of wins, particularly high-profile wins like Brand New Day and Doomsday, we could be looking at a $3 billion Secret Wars. However, if Brand New Day disappoints and if Doomsday disappoints,
well, then and remember, I mean, if you think about in terms of zeitgeist and popular appeal, you also have X-Men 97 that have re-injected the X-Men into the fan base zeitgeist, and then you have a re-release of Endgame coming, and how much of the beginning of Doomsday they'll shoehorn into Endgame for running time lengths or whatever. I mean, they could do that, they could do that, but you've still got Endgame coming out. But what you've got, and then you've got VisionQuest coming out that everybody should be very excited about. That all of those things really give Marvel a lot of energy moving forward into the back half of 2026 in the lead up to Doomsday. Yeah. So I do think that even though it's compressed, I think that there's a love of Marvel, that because everyone still loves Marvel. We've just been disappointed. And I think if Brand New Day,
like a parent.
I mean,
I still love the second kid, but he's been a disappointment.
Okay, you want to put it in terms this episode deserves. This is going to be like 6 months of makeup sex with Marvel.
I mean, one can hope, because I again,
get those popcorn buckets ready.
And you know what? I'm glad you keep bringing up VisionQuest, because we keep forgetting about that. Like, that's going to be part of this rebuilding the momentum that Marvel has, quite frankly, lost over the last 5 or 6 years.
And they've done nothing. There is no hype around VisionQuest at all
yet.
And but even so, people should be. I mean, if you think about it, it's in October. I think the release date's in October. I know they probably.
It's going to get lost in the sauce if you drop that right now. You got to.
I don't think you drop it right now. 100%. But look, I mean, the Vision was one of the great additions to Age of Ultron, and as far as I know, I don't think Vision appears in Doomsday.
Doomsday, yeah.
But to give Paul Bettany, and basically it's a sequel, sort of, and spiritual, I guess, to WandaVision, which is their best show. And I know they're really, let's not cross the streams or whatever, but still. I mean, I think, and X-Men 97, they've got building up love for the X-Men, and the X-Men, obviously, they put front and center in Doomsday. So, I look forward to the makeup sets.
They'll
for the next
probably
6
do
months.
they'll probably do the first real big push for, I'm thinking, VisionQuest also at Comic-Con this year.
One can only hope.
Yeah, I think they will, but at the same
Yeah.
time, Jonathan's right that they're going to have to be careful how they navigate it, because you don't want the VisionQuest stuff just to get lost in the sea of all the Doomsday stuff, even though it comes
You
out
can't
before
compete with
Doomsday.
Spider-Man. You got to get beyond Spider-Man. I don't mean completely. I just mean let
I
it
agree
cook
with that.
for a couple weeks, 3 weeks in the theaters, and then you can go, by the way, on Disney Plus, you thought Wonder Man was great. Check out, what we got here. Start hyping that up right before you go into Doomsday, is my opinion.
Here's a question I have for you guys. Right now, lest I be mistaken, Marvel doesn't have any announced projects coming out between Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Well, there is X-Men, but I don't think it's between them.
But that's the thing. There's been no announced thing to come out between Secret Wars and Doomsday. Do we think they may announce at Comic-Con one or two theatrical projects that will come out between Doomsday and Secret Wars? Or
Would they have time to make them, though?
Well, are they already making them?
Are they already making it?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Already?
That is true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whether it's an X-Men thing or I don't think X-Men's coming out until after Secret Wars, to be honest with you. Could it be another Spider-Man movie? Could it be a Shang-Chi 2? Although Destin Cretton has been pretty busy with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Rob, do you think they're going to announce any projects coming out between Doomsday and Secret Wars?
That's a tough one. I would, my initial thoughts would be no, but Captain Marvel certainly did well coming out between Infinity War and Doomsday. I mean,
Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp 2 didn't, though.
No, but it still did around Ant-Man and Wasp numbers.
Yeah.
But is Secret Wars December of the next year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Boy,
2027.
you better be working on something already. If
I mean, that's the
case.
thing. That right? They would literally have to go into production sometime between now and September. They would literally have to be in production to have something remotely ready to come out anywhere between Doomsday and Secret War. So it's going to be
come out in
interesting
like
to see.
July. Yeah, that's where you'd want to drop
July,
it.
August, September, or you can push it a little bit later, but we'll see. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? It looks like they are gearing up to have a big push for Avengers Doomsday starting at Comic-Con. Do you think they're going to finally drop the trailer? Obviously they will, but what else do you think they might be bringing to the stage? Do you agree with us that we think this will probably be the biggest swing they ever take at Comic-Con? Maybe yes, maybe no. Do you think they might have a project that they announced that will come out sometime between Doomsday and Secret Wars? Whatever you guys think about it, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Hims. You know, one of the hardest things about trying to lose weight is just figuring out what actually works, because we've seen them all. There are a million trends, diets, and gimmicks out there, and honestly, it can get overwhelming. And that's why weight loss by Hims really stands out. Hims now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill at its lowest price ever, and the Wegovy pen. With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite and eat less, so success is within reach. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever and only GLP-1 available in a pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. And the process is extremely convenient. Everything happens online. You connect with a licensed provider who determines if treatment is right for you, and if prescribed, your medication gets delivered right to your door. No insurance necessary. Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/Campea to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's HIMS.com/Campea. hims.com/Campea. Based on advertised cash price for 30-day supply of medication only. Membership required, fee not included, and billed separately. Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk A.S. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com.